Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about all the things that other people on YouTube and other platforms are not telling you about meme coins that I will. We're just going to jump straight into things today. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you already know this, but if you see a lightning bolt with a number next to it on deck screener, just know that these people are paying to put these tokens in front of you. They want their tokens to be at the top of the list to try and trick people. So that's tip number one. More importantly, for tip number two, you guys need to get in the habit of actually going through the holders tab on each of these coins that you are trying to buy and actually using your brain for a little bit. If you want more detail about this specifically, watch this video, but generally speaking, guys, you need to get in the habit of just going through the holders and just, trying to make sense of what's actually going on here. Like right off the bat for this token, two wallets are holding 45% of the supply. If you actually go to their SolScan accounts, you can actually see that, these are freshly made wallets. Like these people are quite literally doing everything in their power to try and steal your money. That's red flag number one. But then you go over to the top traders, and as you can see, nobody's actually buying the token, right? They just have a fuck ton of the supply. How does that make any sense? Okay. You need to be thinking about these things before you consider buying any token, period, especially right now. And again, the same rules apply on Axiom, okay? The holders tab and the top traders tab tell you a lot of information right off the bat, and just do some basic due diligence before you consider buying any token right now. In that same vein, the same exact thing can be said about the transactions tab. How many people are actually selling the token for 52 cents, 47 cents, 45 cents, etc.? You can learn a lot about these tokens by just looking at the transactions, top traders, and holders tab. Guys, the space is a lot different today than it was a few years back when I actually started trading in the crypto markets. There are a lot of traps set up to try and snag you right now, okay? A lot of people have malicious intent, and a lot of people are, really trying to set you up to fail. So please get in the habit of actually doing some basic due diligence, and I have videos on this stuff if you don't know what I'm talking about. Tip number three is that you cannot go broke taking profits. So guys, please don't get too greedy, especially right now, because on May 28th, I really feel like the liquidity problem in this space right now is really becoming apparent. There is just simply too many tokens launching, and none of them are creative, none of them are funny. They're all being pushed by the same KOLs, and I don't really see this playing out well long term. So I am personally way more selective with the tokens that I am buying right now. I mean, if you watched my last video, you know that I'm only really looking at tokens in the ICM meta, but even those are just not worth your time, in my opinion, right now, because there's no incentive for you to hold them, okay? I recently just said in my Discord yesterday that I'm trimming a lot of my longer term positions, and, I'm glad I did today because a lot of them got fucking nuked. And guys, it's going to continue, if I'm being honest with you, because they still have not figured out any real token implementation. So you're just basically pumping the bags of whoever's launching the token. With that being said, there's always going to be pockets of value in this space, and there's always a chance that you're just super early on a token and you are going to make a killing on those situations when you find them. But there is just too many tokens being launched right now for the wrong reasons. And again, the incentives just don't really make sense for holders in their current state for the ICM meta. So just approach all of these tokens with some caution, unless obviously you're very early. Meme coins used to be funny vehicles of speculation with diehard communities backing them, but ever since the AI meta, a lot of those lines have been blurred and just too many tokens are launching. So it's really, really hard for new traders to actually spot good opportunities. So, there's a lot more value in the crypto space than just meme coins, and I suggest that you honestly start to look for those, and that's what I'm trying to focus more on this channel. But obviously a lot of things can change in a very short period of time, so I will keep you guys updated on what I am seeing as time progresses. Tip number four is to be extremely careful with who you're getting token information from, because I've noticed that a lot of these KOLs are literally pushing the exact same coins lately, and I feel like a lot of you guys aren't in all of these telegrams, so you don't actually know the extent to it, and also you don't know how long these people have been doing the exact same tricks. I actually saw this on my Twitter feed today, and I couldn't help but laugh because it's honestly very true. I would probably avoid most of the people on this list if I was new to the crypto space because, again, these people have been doing the same kind of things for years now, and it's getting pretty laughable at this point. Tip number five is going to make me sound like a broken record at this point, but seriously, if you're new to the space, just try to stay away from the new launches. I know that they get marketed to you as this heavenly place where you're going to be making a ton of X's, but guys, I have never seen the new launches look this shitty before in my entire time that I've spent in the crypto space, like there is seriously so much junk that I can't even like put it into words. Again, there are a lot of people who actually make a killing on these because they know what to look for and they also know how to do quick due diligence. But if you're not one of those people and you haven't actually experienced, a lot of the red flags that come in these new launches, you're not going to be able to spot them and you're just going to end up getting victimized. So be very, very careful. And again, especially right now, because there's so many hoops that you need to jump through to find a good coin. In my opinion, the meme coin space is in a very weird place right now because if major coins pump or dump even slightly, a lot of these coins are going to get flushed out because, again, there's simply not enough liquidity right now. There are too many coins. And how are we going to be able to sustain all of these high market caps? I really think that if you are like holding tokens long term right now, it's probably smart to trim most of them unless they are, really, really strong tokens. And right now it's just super hard to find those. So I think that you guys really need to be careful if I'm being completely honest. Right now, more than ever, I think that there needs to be some serious changes in this space. And I personally am working on a few things that I think can, really help. But it's going to have to be a group effort. People are going to have to get smarter about, the tokens they're purchasing. They need to get smarter about, the decisions that they're making. And that is not going to happen overnight. So everybody needs to be careful right now. I'm not going to be taking a break from uploading right now, but I think I'm going to be taking a break from buying tokens because, again, I really think that there's going to be a big flush out with a lot of these coins pretty soon. I don't think that a lot of this is sustainable, and I think that there is probably going to be a very strict liquidity crisis that happens any day in the near future. Again, for a lot of the reasons that I mentioned, but above all, there's just too many coins being launched right now, and there's not enough money in the space to support all of them. I've always said that the best approach in this space is to take, shorter term positions in proven tokens and aim for smaller gains with bigger positions. And I still think that that very much holds true, but I personally predict that there's either going to be a slight pump in majors or a dump in majors, and that is going to, wipe out a lot of the liquidity in this space because people are going to be fleeing to those tokens or they're just going to be taking profits on their coins in either scenario that happens. So that is kind of the reason why right now I am not going to be aping into tokens and holding longer term positions. And I might look like a bozo for saying that in a few days because, this space is very unpredictable and things can change in a flash. There could be a huge token that launches tomorrow and everybody makes a ton of money on. But, in the meantime, if you want to actually practice your trading skills, check out Tradeflow.fun. We are going to be launching the contest platform very soon here. So stay tuned for updates about Tradeflow because I think that this actually will improve the collective knowledge in the space, but also give people the opportunity to build up their portfolios without putting a ton of risk on the plate. But that is going to do it for the video for today. If you guys want to join a community of people who trade daily, hop in my Discord. It's 100% free and it always will be. I will see you guys in the next video and thank you so much for watching. Bye.